Okay, Shalom, Shalom, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholimla, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Chachakdash, and double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth, and just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Ahwa that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nawach, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And right out of the horse's mouth here, Robert Kennedy Jr. says FDA lost track of food ingredients. No way for Americans to know if ultra-processed food's safe. What the fuck you mean there's no way to know? But you got all this, you checking into every damn thing else. You got data on everything else. You spying on everybody else. License plate readers, cameras all over the damn place. You're all in everybody's fucking accounts and, and you don't know what's going on with the FDA, which we know is ran by Esau Edom, the so-called white man, and mainly the small tops, man. Shouldn't even be no ultra-processed food. It should just be food that's actually planted in the earth like the Lord created it to be planted in the earth. But of course, we're under the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28. So let me grab this one. As a matter of fact, since I'm here, let me get this. Job 9:24 in the Amplified. It says, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covers the faces of his judges so that they are blind to justice. If it is not he, then who is it that is responsible for all this injustice? Well, we know that, the main judge's faces that they're covering is the Father in heaven, the Most High, which the world calls all these different names, but his name is Yahweh, which means that he exists, or the existing one. And the true name of his son is the secondary main judge that he's covered, by giving you white Jesus, calling him Jesus, knowing full well his name is not Jesus, giving you these pictures and photos and images that he's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy, and he just, looks like this Mr. Nice Guy. That's all idolatry. The Lord's name is Yahweh Shai, which means that he's the Savior or deliverer in the Paleo-Hebrew. So let me read that again in the KJV. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? So again, he covers the main judges' faces. The Most High, his son, Yahweh, which means he exists, or the existing one again. The true name of his son, Yahweh Shai, which means he's the Savior or deliverer in the Paleo-Hebrew. Because when you look up God, you look up the Son of God, all you're going to see is effeminate white men popping up. And those are idols. The Lord is not some so-called white man. He would be a so-called Negro if he was walking the earth today. Right? But then they covered the main judges of the Israelites. And then even their own justice is just trash, man. You trying to tell me, and you know who's in control of the FDA. There's no so-called black people that came up with the FDA, the FBI, the CIA, or any of these hookups. Nobody came up with this shit except for them. These are their networks. These are their agencies, FBI and all this other stuff, right? So let's see in here. Lucky. Let me go back into the article, because this man gotta go, man. Well, nothing will survive. I was saying that in the comment boards to somebody of another article, and they was pissed. You know what I'm saying? But they racist. Like, nah. Just simple facts. It's just that if you motherfuckers just continue to rule in any aspect, then nothing will survive, man. But let's get some of this article. Health and Human Services Secretary, which this guy has no medical credentials whatsoever, bro. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says he is preparing a fresh look at the safety of ultra-processed foods, arguing that Americans are effectively flying blind under a decades-old system that lets companies police many ingredients themselves. What companies? You Edomites. It's you so-called white people that's in control of the foods, man. Matter of fact, I was going to get that one. And we just have to do the best we can. Ezekiel 4:13, and Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, whether I will drive them. So wherever we are, we're eating defiled bread, and especially here in these Americas, because and the bulk of the Israelites are here in these Americas, man. And these people don't give a fuck about what you eat. And not only, are they doing, it's just everything that they're doing with the planet, man. You're giving the cattle all kinds of hormone shots and different shit that you feeding them, and you're forcing their growth, and you're speeding up their growth, and you know what I'm saying. You got the damn chickens all cooped up together, giving them all kinds of damn hormones. Fucking chicken in a damn supermarket as big as a fucking turkey now. You don't know what you eating, man. That's why I always say, hey, I try my best to either grill shit on the grill outside, or broil it, man. Because that will, it's not going to remove possibly everything, but it will penetrate enough to sizzle out a lot of the shit that's within, or boil that shit first, man. I like to boil certain meats first. Boil a lot of that shit up out of it. Put it in your sifter, rinse that shit off. And then, just try and get the best that you can as far as the fruits and vegetables, man. The best of the rice or grains, or if you can find rice from another country, get rice from another country. If you can find corn, certain things that you like, and they say India, or, hit some of those stores, those Indian stores, those African stores, the elders go into that all the time, because you can get better product. All this American shit. Why you think these other countries don't allow Americans foods in their countries? That's what Trump was fussing about. Trump was fussing about tariffs on a lot of these countries. He was talking about Japan at one point. A lot of these countries. He was like, yeah, they won't accept our food. They won't buy our rice. They won't buy our corn. They won't buy our. Why the fuck would they buy your shit and it's all infused with a bunch of bullshit when they have natural stuff already? They don't want to be, they care about their population. They care about their kids. You damn demons don't care about shit, man, but profit. Anyway, let's get a little bit more. So this guy don't even know what's going on from what he's saying. Kennedy said, let me see, did I get it all? No, let me go back up a little bit. It says the GRAS loophole puts ingredients beyond FDA scrutiny, see? And that's the way Esau set it up. Appearing on CBS News 60 Minutes, Kennedy told correspondent Bill Whitaker that a 67-year-old exemption for substances generally recognized as safe, or GRAS, allows manufacturers to decide whether many additives are safe without Food and Drug Administration review if experts broadly deem them harmless. There is no way for any American to know if a product is safe if it is ultra processed, he said. See? And this is because why? The wicked are running the earth, man. Let's get that. This is Esau, man. He's being exposed on every level, and I got to roll with the elder out in GMS, Kansas. He was like, man, if you tired of hearing these same scriptures, then hey, go somewhere else, man, because these same scriptures gonna come out. Because this truth is simple, man. We're to let you know who Esau is. We're to let you know who you Israelites are. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, continually hitting you over the head with the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, because those are very important, because you need to be praying over this fool in those names. We're going to continue to tell you that this man is the fucking devil, that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. These scriptures are going to keep coming out, because look at the stories that's coming out. Because the spirit shifts with the wind, man. The spirit will be on, World War III. The spirit will be on the MOTB. The spirit will be on Esau. The spirit moves all about, because it's all about the prophecies got to go forth, and you have to know about them. We have to, be full-fledged watchmen. We can't just be, we got to let you know what's good, man. And it may sound repetitious, but shit, the scriptures is repetitious. We're telling you that the Lord said to repent, man. It's high time to awake out of sleep. Because this man, a part of the prophecies is this man being revealed. When you start to see this man be revealed, you know that we're at the end. Anyway, Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. See? Look at all these sickly ass people, man. People sick as hell. People are unhealthy as ever, man. This is the most unhealthy generation ever in the history of man. And like even the El Dorado in Chicago, he said, yeah, this is one of the only times in human history where you gotta wrap your dick up, man, and keep from it falling off if you're trying to have some sex, man. This is the only time in history where you gotta ask a bitch for some to see her birth certificate, to see some old ass second grade, third grade pictures of her possibly in a dress with some ponytails or something on her damn head, because you don't know if she a fucking man or not. This is this man's kingdom, man. Anyway, let's go back. Kennedy said today's FDA doesn't even know how many ingredients are in the food supply, citing estimated range from 4,000 to 10,000. God damn. He blamed a 1997 shift towards voluntary GRAS notification system for turning a narrow exemption into a loophole that industries hijacked to add thousands upon thousands of ingredients, and contrasted that with what he said only a few hundred legal additives in Europe. See, that's the reason why they don't want nothing to do with your food. They don't want anything to do with your lifestyle. But you Americans, you Babylonians, you're so forceful with your wine. You force that drink to a person's mouth, man. You get them drunk. These nations are really drunk, man. But see, this is why a lot of these allied nations of America is going to turn against her. They're going to turn against Babylon the Great. They're already turning against Babylon the Great. These people don't want nothing to do with your lifestyle. They don't want anything to do with your customs, your foods. They already know. They can see how fat your people. If you go anywhere else in the world, you're not going to see people as fat as you see people here, until they actually take on the customs of America, man. People are obese as hell. Okay, it says no clear federal definition of ultra-processed foods. There is still no single federal definition of ultra-processed foods. The FDA and Department of Agriculture are working on a shared standard, but most researchers rely on NOVA systems from the University of Sao Paulo, which classifies ultra-processed items as industrial formulations made largely from refined ingredients and additives that enhance flavor, texture, or convenience. And that's, you know, all your fast food is that. Anywhere you go, your fast food is that. You might be able to go somewhere where you're able to get a classic burger. Who knows? I remember like Five Guys back in the days. You know, who knows what they on right now. But generally, you know, you can get hand-cut potatoes, but ain't no telling where the fucking potatoes being grown at now. Hand-cut potatoes, if you was getting some decent fries. You know, real 100% beef with no additives, you know. But one of the best things you can probably get right now, if they haven't fucked with that, is bison. And they sell bison in Walmart, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and it generally comes from places like Canada. You know, they pretty good about the ingredients and they stuff too. But, you know, it's all tainted. Anywhere that Esau's at and he can cut corners, it's all tainted, bro. Here's the people that wants to feed you worms. These are the very people that's telling you that you'll have nothing and be happy, man. You know? These people don't care. They're lab-grown meats. Bill Gates out here got his hands in the farms and shit now. This man talking about blotting out the sun. Hell, I'm outside right now. I don't even know what kind of air this shit is. They said it was fog, but this is something different. This shit is this is not fucking fog, bro. I know what fog is like. Anyway. It says Kennedy Kessler linked diet to chronic disease. Well, hey, of course. I mean, you know, you are what you eat. They used to have a saying, you are what you eat. If you're eating trash, then your body is going to become trash. Kennedy said he believes he can tighten oversight with President Donald Trump's backing, but stressed he's not promising bans. Why not? Why not? You going after immigrants? You talking about making America healthy again? You talking about making America great again? Making America safe again? Why aren't you going after it? Why aren't you putting bans on this shit? Why aren't you just completely stopping this shit until you figure it out? Crazy, bro. I'm not saying that we're going to regulate ultra-processed food. Well, why not? He told 60 Minutes. Our job is to make sure that everybody understands what they're getting to have an informed public. So your job is to just make sure that we know that we're eating some bullshit instead of stopping the bullshit. That's crazy, bro. As leaders, man, these are your leaders. These are your so-called smart people of the world. Former FDA Commissioner David Kessler, which I think that's a small top too, who also appeared on the broadcast, backed Kennedy's concerns, saying Americans have spent 4 decades exposed to energy-dense, highly palatable, rapidly absorbable, ultra-processed foods that have altered our metabolism and have resulted in the greatest increase in chronic disease in our history. Hey, I just said that. I ain't even get that far through this shit. Since joining Trump's cabinet, Kennedy has made whole and minimally processed foods a centerpiece of a Make America Healthy Again agenda, rolling out new dietary guidelines that invert the traditional food pyramid and downplay refined grains and packaged foods. Man, the fuck out of here. Y'all people, man. But you know what? Let's get one more and we'll end out. Because, you know, the Lord has them. Matter of fact, we can grab two. I want to get that one in Thessalonians too. But let's get Psalm 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Right? Right? And that's what's going on. That whole 60 Minutes interview was them telling on themselves. And then they'll stand there and act as if they got nothing to do with it. You know, like, yeah, we just got here. No, you motherfuckers been in office. You've been a part of this American agenda, so to speak, you know, because you know, they not eating this shit like that. Don't get me wrong, because you do have a lot of because Trump doofy ass eat a bunch of McDonald's. You know, he eat a bunch of ultra processed bullshit. But a lot of these leaders, European leaders that's got some sense in these other countries, they not fucking with none of this ultra processed food, man. They're not dealing with no food like that. They believe in eating healthy, man. Their citizens are a lot healthier. These are the most unhealthy people in the world, these fucking Americans, man. But let me get this. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And that's what you're witnessing right now. The man of sin, the son of perdition being revealed right now. The man of lawlessness. This man is not about no laws for real. These are your so-called Christians. You got a whole, and it's not hard. It's not hard. The earth would yield the fruits and vegetables if you would just allow the earth to yield the fruits and vegetables and give the land Sabbath, man. Matter of fact, let me get that. If you will allow that land Sabbath, it'll be plenty of food. Here you go. These motherfuckers is telling you that the earth is overpopulated. They need to get rid of people. And that's overall what they're doing, too. And it's the law on it. Leviticus 25 and 2, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye come into the land which I give you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto the Lord. Right? Verse 4 says, but let me see. Well, it goes through the whole process of it if you want to read through it from verses 1 through, let me see here, Slovakia, 1 through 6. Yeah, let me start it from the top, Slovakia. And it's entitled the Sabbatic Year and Year of Jubilee. Verse 1, Leviticus 25 and 1. This is the law for these Americans that's claiming to be Christians. And Yahweh spake unto Moses in Mount Sinai, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye come into the land which I give you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto the Lord. 6 years thou shalt sow thy field, and 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyards, and gather in the fruit thereof. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest, Shalakia, But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land, a Sabbath for the Lord. Thou shalt neither sow thy field, nor prune thy vineyard. That which groweth of it, its own accord of thy harvest, thou shalt not reap. Neither gather the grapes of thy vine undressed, for it is the year of rest unto the land. And the Sabbath of the land shall be meat for you, for thee, and for thy servant, and for thy maid, and for thy hired servant, and for thy stranger that journeyeth with thee. See? And for thy cattle, and for the beasts that are in thy land, shall all the increase therefore be meat. So it's simple, man. But these fucking Edomites, they fished out all the oceans. You know, they grabbed up all the crustacean, the things that keep that clean. You can't even get clean fish now. The fish that you're supposed to eat are with fins and scales. The whole dietary law is there. It's really simple. The earth is broad. Esau done gathered up everything. He has cornered the market on everything. He gave people all these bullshit ass supermarkets. He got everybody dependent upon a supermarket. Now, when this market of beasts, beauty of the beast come through, everybody, that's how he's going to use that system for everybody to have to come and bow to him, basically. Because he's in control of all the food and the water. The essential things that you need. See? That's how he's going to get down on the people, man. When that mark of the beast come, Revelation 13:16, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. Or it's going to be rich or poor, free or bond. You know, everybody is going to be in on this, man. That great test where he's going to be like, well, hey, you want something to eat? And it's going to be slop, too. He going to have people coming and bowing out to take a chip to eat some slop. Because this is what he's feeding the people right now. A bunch of damn slop, man. So, but again, it's plenty of land. You can let people have an acre, 2 acres, 3 acres apiece. Man, it's easy. You know, now people lazy as fuck because you'll have a lot of people just die these days if they had to really get out there and plant their own fucking food. But if it was up to me, I wouldn't give a fuck. You know, I done that work before. I done that growing up in the South. Ditching up the land, getting it prepped, getting it ready. You know what I'm saying? You don't need none of Esau's bullshit ass fertilizers. But what he has done is he done fucked up the earth with the groundwater. Groundwater is all nasty and tainted and filthy, man. All kinds of chemicals and shit in it, man. So this dude, he done fucked everything up. But this is really, an article like this right here, they're really telling on themselves, man. Then you go into the comment boards. These people don't have no sense. They don't know what the fuck going on. They in there talking that Republican Democrat shit. No, you should just be talking straight Edomite. All that liberal and the left, the right. I don't give a fuck, left, right, in between. These Edomites have fucked this planet up, man. And we need out of here. Because if they continue, nothing will survive. It's really that simple, man. So I'm going to end out there. I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yasha Allah in a bubble ball.